Work with me now. It's all in the head. Yeah, it's all in the hips. It's all listening.
I don't look like a lowlife today, guys. Look, look, look. I'm looking human today. College cock time. All right, I'm in my school right now. I just got a great education. I slept through half of the fucking classes because I'm so tired, but I still want to do a video today. Today I want to do a video on the hip hinge and how it works in relation to giving you that ultimate strength when you lift something up and to prevent injury for your lower back. Now, number one reason why people hurt their lower backs is not what they're lifting, but in the way in which they lift. Now, most of the time, if you look like a fucking camel, so if you're lifting weights like this when you're pulling weight up, you're more or less likely to hurt your back. If you're sitting in a slouch position and you're picking things up, like let's say you're sitting in a chair and you're in a slouch position and you're picking things up out of the chair, that could also run a risk of you hurting your back because your back is now in an open position where the vertebrae are more open and the discs can actually start popping out. We don't want that, and of course that's an extreme case, you know. But here's the reason what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the hip hinge today. And the hip hinge is located where your femur connects to your pelvis. Now, when you're doing any kind of movement, I'm turning to the side to demonstrate to you guys, whenever you're doing a movement involving your legs and your back to lift something, usually off the ground, generally people want to go in this way. They want to hunch over, like I said, that bad position. But the truth is you're not using your back to lift as much as you're using the hip hinge to move in order to assist with the lift. For instance, the back is going to remain flat. The back is going to remain straight. I'm going to retain that natural curvature of the spine, that natural curve, that natural straight curve. But what I'm doing, anytime when I move, I'm moving in a motion where I'm using only this part of my hips to move. So let's say no matter how I move, as long as the back is straight and as long as the hips are being moved, I'm perfectly fine. So if I'm moving back like this, I'm retracting more back. The back is still going to be flat. It's just that now I retracted my hips back more and then I could push up again. Now the same thing if I'm crouching down. If I'm crouching down, I could crouch down like this. My back is still flat. It's when I crouch down like this, my back is not flat anymore. Now see, when you lift something up, anytime you lift something up off the ground, it should always be with that flat back. And you should be only moving with your hip hinge. Now, I got tires here today. I'm not going to flip them because I look so pretty today, so I'm not going to demonstrate. But when you're flipping a tire, you're still going to maintain that motion. Now, I normally like to show different objects because weights are not realistic in the real world. Because when the fuck are you going to lift something up off the ground that has a straight bar, that's on a flat, even surface, with the correct amount of weight distributed on each side? It doesn't work like that. Most of the things you lift up are abnormally shaped, they're odd shaped, but you still have to maintain that level of integrity in your lower back so you don't injure it. So if I'm lifting up something like this, I'm not going to grab it like this. I am going to crouch down and lift it in this position where my back is still flat. The only time it differs, the further you go down, is when your back is going to start tucking a little bit. But you still want to maintain some kind of integrity. Remember, even if you have to bend down, crouch down, and grab something like this, it's still better than if you grab it like this, than if you grab it hunched over. Remember, it's always about integrity of the back. Always keep it straight. And also understand, too, there's also levels of degrees. I'm not saying you have to hit it perfect with the way your back is flat and your back is straight. I'm not saying that. If you want to lift a certain way, there's not like one set way in which your back is straight and then it's going to prevent injury. It's not like that. If I'm here and I'm pushing back like this, if I want to sit down into a squat, if I sit up more into the squat and sit down, or if I want to tilt a little forward and sit down, it's still okay. Just don't go nuts. There's always a varying level of degree. Now some people say, oh John, that's wrong, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, you're a human being. You're going to be lifting things awkwardly in weird situations, in weird spots. The best thing is to just maintain that integrity as best as you can, regardless of what situation you are when you're lifting. So guys, if you like the information you just heard, please visit our website at www.body-forward.com. My boy's been really trying to get the site up and running and making it look really pretty for you guys. So just do that favor and just please subscribe and go to the website. Thanks.
Remember the gator that got your hand? I got his head.